All right, guys, we've got pure value coming at you today. So what I'm going to do today is break down a objection handling sequence that I did on a past high ticket deal. This is a 10K offer, and I'm going to show you guys exactly with a Miro board, exactly what I did step by step to get this deal closed. Now, this video is not going to be about me pumping my ego because I do not close for the full pay. This video is much more tactical, and I could easily find a bunch of piffs and put them up on YouTube and show you what happens when you get a laydown. But this was very much not a laydown. What I want to show you guys here is actually how to find the money, how to dig into the logistical side of someone's finances to find the money so they'll actually buy. And he threw every objection at me, and I'm just going to walk you through how I handled it specifically in my style and how I like to close so that you can potentially replicate this on your sales calls. Now, I think this is going to be really applicable for obviously high ticket closers, but if you're an agency owner or a coach yourself and you're looking to get better at sales, a lot of the time people aren't always just going to have 10K ready to buy. You're going to have to look for the money and find the money more specifically. And that's exactly what this video and this breakdown is going to highlight: how to find the money, how to dig into finances. So as always, I hope you guys enjoy this one, and let's dive in and get into the core review. So basically, a little bit of context. We've gone through discovery. We have gone through pitch. I temp checked him. He was pretty solid at temp check, and I've delivered price. And he immediately says, it's out of my budget. So what do is I follow the process exactly, and you're going to see this as I start to play this call. It's sped up a little bit, by the way.
No, I hear you, man. So look, we can definitely get into the financial side of things. But it sounds like, from the systems and the process and what you know about us, like, do you genuinely feel like this is the answer to kind of fill that missing puzzle piece? Because, that's really the most important thing for me at this point.
Yeah, so far,
Cool. So I'm going to pause it straight away because immediately, right, I've delivered the price here and he's given me, like, basically, what do we know? That he's given me money, right? And I've immediately gone for, finances aside. Okay, put that to the side for a second. In terms of the process and everything that we've gone through, do you feel like this is what you're looking for? Because that is the most important thing. Now, he's then said, yeah, for the most part, and he's going to give me an answer. And then watch what I do next.
so far I feel that way, yeah. But you guys know what you guys are talking about and what you guys are doing. And
Anything specifically like that kind of stood out to you about the process? Like anything you liked or
the process?
So I didn't love the answer that he gave me to this question, right? It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I was a little bit of doubt. So what I've done here is I've actually gone through, what stands out. I'm trying to get him to sell this thing back to me a little bit, because at the end of the day, we're looking for certainty at this part of the call, right? I want certainty. And I wasn't convinced that this is ultimately what he was looking for. So I've had to double down straight away on that.
yeah.
I mean, what you just told me?
Yeah, kind of like what we've run through.
Yeah, I like what you said about it's not really like I like what you said about markets not really ever being saturated. It's just offers.
Yeah.
So maybe my offers is not that strong, and I just haven't been great at creating offers. I guess I don't even really like my offer right now is like essentially yeah, my offer right now is essentially to add a minimum of 20% to your marketing revenue in 60 days, or we work for free until you do. I don't know how strong that is. I don't know how weak that is, to be honest.
Cool. So what he's doing here is he's actually kind of reaffirming the problems that he has and the doubt. So I've obviously done a good job in discovery to create enough doubt and enough pain in his business model, in what he's sort of thinking about what he's doing, and the fact that we're going to be able to help him with that. So what have I done? I've started to create certainty. He's really just selling the idea of getting help back to me at this point. Notice I haven't talked about money. I haven't tried to close him yet. We are still just getting him bought back in and bringing it back to value-based thinking.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys have a lot of knowledge on offers, that sounds really nice. Appointment booking systems, if I can actually get to a point where I don't have to book it myself, that's great. But yeah, I feel like in the beginning.
And I'm just letting him go. He's like selling this shit back to me like crazy right now. I'm like, he's doing my job for me, which is amazing.
I would have to book appointments myself for whatever reason, just because I don't feel like I have enough capital to be hiring other people right now. And then the third component being the coaching. I mean, if you guys actually offer 22 coaching calls a week, I feel that's very helpful. So
yeah.
So really important thing, he said actually, right? So we're always looking for words like this. If you actually offer, Now, I haven't shared my screen in the pitch, so he hasn't actually seen anything, right? Which is what I prefer to do because I can build through the pitch and kind of share the value. And now that we've established the price point, or we've given a monetary figure to the value of the program, I can now hit him with stuff he hasn't seen. So he said the word actually. That gives me a little bit of hesitation. Is there a little bit of doubt? I don't know. That's what I'm looking for, right? So he's given actually. So watch what I do now is I'm not justifying the price. I'm just adding to the value.
Let me show you the calendar real quick, because this is a massive thing, man. Like, and really what kind of separates us, in my opinion. Like, you know, if I just go to, you know, Feb, let's say, because we had a few, it's like, this is every day, you know, just stacked calendar. You got outbound specific, sales specific, you know, Charlie and Bo call, operations call, lead nurturing calls. Like, you're just going to have unlimited access to these calls every day.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, like,
Go,
you know, getting, pardon?
I saw like a go high level call too.
Yeah, go high level calls, you know, literally everything, man. Like,
Is that the main thing you guys teach as far as like building automated systems on?
no, so all of our systems are actually CRM agnostic. So we
Cool. So I actually am going to break down a little bit of the things that I did wrong. So obviously I've gotten a lot better at sales. This call was last year. So I've improved a lot, but I still think this is a very good example to teach off. He asked me about go high level. Now, I probably should have probed a little bit more into that. I should have asked him, oh yeah, like why do you ask that, just out of curiosity? And he could have told me that he's not getting the most out of go high level. And then I could have doubled down on the value. Small thing, right? Probably didn't hurt me. But again, always be aware if they ever ask you something back, just probe to why they're interested in it and give you a little bit more leverage.
just do go high level just because, you know, we found a lot of our clients used it. So we built a module and added a call for it. But like all the systems, email, DM, SMS, inbound, paid, it all can be done completely agnostic of go high level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to this day, to this day, like I have go high level. I feel like I'm not really using it. I'm not really extracting as much value as I should from it. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got a full module on that as well, right? So if you're already using that, that's great. Like we've got a module and a call on that specifically, so you can really optimize on that, which I think would probably be pretty helpful in terms of automating everything. You said there, like you feel like you might be having to do it yourself in the beginning, but I mean, if you have go high level, like absolutely not. Like we'll show you how to automate it straight away. Okay, cool. Sounds like pretty solid there. I mean, like, let's just say we got you onboarded.
Cool. So what do I want to do at this point, right? Is I always want to bring everything back to the retie. Okay, so I feel pretty solid on what he said here. Now I'm going to the value question, right? Because he's given me like the fact that he wants to do it and there's a bit of certainty. He sold it back to me like he recited 3 or 4 different things. I'm pretty confident that I can sort of tick this box, and that's what we're always trying to do. So then we're going to the value question, right? And you'll see how this plays out.
80 to 30K profit a month in the next 6 months. You're kind of doing what you want to do with everything. Like, would that be worth the 9.6K to you, would you say?
Well, yeah. If we can actually get the 30K per month, yeah, that obviously would be worth it. It's just that right now, like the materialization of the 30K per month in 6 months right now seems far away, because I don't even have I feel like I don't even have enough to put down $9,600 right now. So
okay. Well, it does kind of just sound, it's like straight up just like a money thing we're talking about.
So again, in the spirit of transparency, like now as I've got better at this, I'm pretty happy on this call that he wants to do it. I think he does, right? It's mainly about the money, because again, he brought up the fact that he probably doesn't have the money to invest, and that might be a problem. So we're going to get to that in a second, right? We're going to tackle money. But he said, like, in terms of materializing the 30K. Now what I would probably do is be like, well, okay, fair enough. But I mean, like, what do you feel like that you're missing in terms of materializing that? And he was going to say the skill set or appointment booking. And that's just reconfirming the fact that he should do this, right? Small thing. But again, like in the spirit of transparency, that's probably what I would recommend doing now if anyone ever says anything like that. So now we're going to get into money.
Sounds like you said, like if you had the money, you'd probably pull the trigger. So let's kind of have that conversation and sort of see where we're at. So like, how far off the 9.6 are you at the moment? Like if you kind of pulled everything together, like where would we
like I said, I've been working off, like I've been profiting only like $2,200 a month, and my savings has gone down. I don't even have that much in my bank account right now, to be honest. So like probably like half of that. And so yeah.
Okay, cool. So you got like 4.8, let's just say you got roughly 5-ish kind of available, and you bring in like 2,200 a month. And like, what does your like expenses look like? Like we can kind of maybe build a game plan. Like what?
Cool. So immediately he told me it had half. So I'm going to basically, plan a figure of about 5K as like the anchor. Now, also in the discovery, he told me what he was making, what he was bringing in. So I know it's about 2,200 a month. So now I'm very like keeping the pressure off. I'm like, let's build a game plan. Let's figure out, what's on hand right now for you. So in money, we want to get really, really, really specific and actually really understand.
What's your expenses look like? Like, are you digging out of your savings at the moment to live? Like, what are we talking about?
I'm digging out of my savings. I think I might have to pull out my my Bitcoin, which isn't even that much. I'll put like $1,000 in Bitcoin, and I guess I'd be like 600 out of that, so I could pull that out. My rent is like a little bit over $600 a month. Um, my goal high level is $97 a month. Uh, my what else am I on? Google Business Suite is like 33.
Mhm.
And I'm giving you like not exact numbers right now. They're very close, but I don't know exactly. My I take Ubers everywhere here, probably that's like 400 a month.
You take Ubers everywhere.
Yeah, because I don't have a car here or a moto. I think it probably stacks up to about $300, $400 a month. Um,
Cool. So as you can see, I'm just starting to you can see me writing it out. I'm starting to list out all the expenses that he has so I can build ammunition, right? Like in the Uber thing, you heard me say Uber. Like if I needed to later in the call, I probably would have underlined this and like use this as leverage. Be like, mate, do you think you could sacrifice walking everywhere to actually make this work? Just keeping that in mind for later on. But as we can see here, I'm not going anywhere. So we are what, like 6-7 minutes post price, and I haven't even touched an objection yet. I'm just living in the logistical so I can confidently tick that off.
and then food and stuff, probably like the same, 300, 400.
So basically kind of spending around 1,500 a month out of the 2,200. So kind of seven, like let's say pessimistic, sort of 600 available out of that a month.
You know what's funny though? I feel like my co-pilot says I'm spending like more than that though. So there might be other expenses I'm not even seeing. I spend about 3K a month somehow.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, so I mean there's all these other bills too. I got my cell phone plan, Amazon Prime, Spotify. I probably have to cancel a lot of these to be honest. My gym membership, Italy.
Okay. So I kind of get what you mean by being kind of like a tough spot, but
So now he's kind of like rattled off, and we realize that he's actually spending 3K a month. So I'm jumping back in and kind of trying to guide the conversation back to where I want it to go. And I think now I'm going to basically bring up some payment plans.
honestly, man, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we could definitely, we do have some payment plan options, right? That we could kind of, maybe I could extend to you today and to make it a little bit easier just to get you in and get you started. Because honestly, man, like if you're doing 3K a month retainers, like we just need to get you what 3 or 4 clients, and like now you're absolutely completely different spot that you are right now. You know what I mean? So like,
So even that we're talking money, I'm bringing Desired back in. We get you a few retainers, his price point's 3K, your life has changed. Like before I continue to dig into the logistical, I'm bringing it back to Desired. I'm keeping the conversation focused on the outcome so we don't get too stuck in the weeds of how shitty this situation is for him.
would that be something that you'd maybe be open to kind of exploring and see if we can figure something out?
I'm open to exploring it, man. For sure.
Cool, little thing here. If you feel like that would help, we have to get them to say that it would help, right? Really important that they say they're open to exploring it, etc.
You're right too. And if I somehow were able to get like 3 clients within the next 4 weeks, like obviously like it would be a complete change, right?
See, because I said that one thing about the Desired situation, I've brought up like an outcome over here. I brought up outcome. So now he's like talking about change already. That's what we want. We want them to be talking about the change. So I've talked about outcome while we're still in money, and the conversation is back on where I want it to be, which is his life's going to be better.
Honestly, man, like I'm not going to promise you 3 in the next 4 weeks, but you can definitely sign a client in the next 4 weeks. So then,
Cool. So then I'm like actually bringing him back down a peg. I'm like getting realistic, because we want it to be tangible, and that's going to be building trust from me. Just being like, look, I'm not going to promise you 3, but we can definitely get you 1. Would you be happy with 1? He's obviously going to say yes because he got no clients right now.
right there, you've doubled your revenue.
Yeah, if somehow I was able to sign a client in the next 4 weeks, definitely would feel a lot more like there would definitely be a lot more of a slack as far as like feel a lot more comfortable and I could probably make bigger payments. But yeah.
Because I mean, like if we could figure something out that would, maybe fit within the budget, is there any other reason that you wouldn't want to get started today? Like, would it, if let's just say it all was within the budget, like, does everything else kind of line up for you?
It was, yeah.
Cool. So again, before I'm extending payment plans, I'm basically trying to lock him into like a soft commitment. you know, just a soft commitment to see, like, is there any other reason you wouldn't want to get started? And if that is essentially just going back into the retie, right? So it's a very fluid process, but look how much information I've got 9 minutes into this objection handling sequence. I got so much information and we're not even in fear yet. Like, you know what I mean? So I've got a soft commitment. I've got all of the money he's got. I've got all of the expenses he has. And I'm just very calmly, like methodically weaving my way through this process.
If everything was in the budget and like I can actually like I feel somewhat comfortable forking it over, then just to get started, then yeah, I don't feel like there'd be anything really holding me back.
Okay. Well, like what would be maybe just so I'm not shooting in the dark, like a number that you might.
So take note, he just said the word comfortable. Okay. Now I'm going to say, so I'm not shooting in the dark. What would be a number you'd feel comfortable putting down to try and anchor the point where he'd feel comfortable to give me leverage to handle the fear? Because I know it's going to be less than our lowest payment plan.
I kind of feel comfortable with in terms of maybe like a payment plan.
That's tough. I almost have to like look in like all my finances right now to really give you a good answer on that, because I don't want to also shoot in the dark. But I would say like I don't know, if there was a way for us to do like a ramp up payment plan, that might work as well. Like as like progressively I'm signing clients, like I can actually pay. But I don't know. Let me see.
Cool. So he's just going to be going through the finances. I might just skip this up a little bit. Obviously, feel comfortable in the silence. That's really important.
Maybe 400 to start out and then progressively. I don't know.
Cool. So he's given me a figure where he feels comfortable, right? He's given me 400. Now, if any of you know anything about closing high ticket, that's never going to work, right? So now I've got the anchor point. Now I've got like what he'd feel comfortable. I still know what he's got. I know what his expenses are. Now it's time to probably start handling a bit of fear.
Go up. I don't know.
I appreciate that. So look, in terms of payment plans, like we kind of can't go that low, right? So typically what we would do in this scenario would be 4K across 3 months, right?
So notice a really important thing. That's not the lowest payment plan that we have. Okay, 4K across 3 months is not the lowest payment plan, but I've stayed relaxed. So he's said 400 and I've said, wait, what did I say? Exactly. 4K across 3 months, I'm pretty sure.
I appreciate that. So look, in terms of payment plans, like we kind of can't go that low, right? So typically what we would do in this scenario would be 4K across 3 months.
Cool. So he's told me he'd be happy spending 400 and I haven't even blinked, right? So I've gone here to straight away, it's 4K payment plan, right? But I've also anchored him with this price point. Okay. So watch what I do next.
Right. But obviously like that's probably not going to work for you, right? Which I understand. So what we could do to make it a little easier would just be 4 payments of 3K. We'll get you in for the 3. You're still within budget big time. You've got a bit of cash left over to kind of live on while get everything ramped up. You just go all in on the systems. And in 2 months time, you got 3 new clients. You're doing, what's that? 3, 6, 9, 12K a month.
You said 4 payments across what?
So 4 payments of 3K across 4 months and get you those clients. And honestly, man, like you're in a completely different spot to you are right now.
Right. So I've delivered the payment plan. This is still the second lowest payment plan at the time, I'm pretty sure. And what have I done? I've delivered this here and then I've brought it back to outcome. Always bring it back to outcome. Super important. So deliver the payment plan. We'll get you and we'll get you started and you're going to be X, Y, and Z. Life's changed. Right. So I'm always trying to anchor the money to that value of the outcome that he's looking for.
4 payments of 3K across 4 months. So it would actually cost more to do the payment plan.
It's a little extra to do the payment.
Cool. So it is a little extra to do the payment plan. Okay. I think at the time it was 9.6 for a full pay and then 12K for the payment plan. So again, I'm not getting scared. And guys, notice that I'm still in money. Like you don't need to rush this stuff, you know, like 12 minutes in, don't need to rush it. We're in money still, figuring it out. So yeah, it's a little bit extra to do the payment plan, but I'm just going to handle this with confidence and not shy away from it.
Payment plan for sure. However, we set like a target for you, right? So in the first 30 days, as a program is designed, You get in, sign a couple clients, we'll honor the 9-6 for 30 days, right? So you come in, crush it with us, and then just make those payments off, and then you're good to go for the full year anyway. Worst case, you just stick on the payment plan. I mean, when you're doing 360K a year profit, you're probably not going to be too concerned about a couple grand, right?
Yeah.
So, really good trick. Whenever you have a payment plan that is more than your total amount, it's like when you're making 30K a month, are you going to be worried about 3K or 2K, whatever the difference is? Obviously not. And he says yes.
So essentially, if we were to do the payment plan for 4 months, it would be a total of 12K.
Correct.
Okay. That would be a matter of me being able to find the money, to be honest. Yeah, like I don't think that would be very comfortable for me to do, like just to fork that over right now. I will look for solutions to get that money after this call, but yeah, I don't think I won't be able to fork that over on like today. So
I mean, but just to clarify though, you mentioned you got what kind of like 5K available that you could potentially invest into the business, right?
let me really look into it. Oof.
Oof. Things aren't good.
No, I wouldn't even say 5K. I think my net worth is like 4K right now. As far as what's in my bank account, it's not a lot.
Okay, no, I appreciate that, man. So, look, I think, right, well, let's just, I might be able to kind of maybe stretch a little further, but like, okay, in terms of the 3K, like, I don't know, man, like, how else would you kind of maybe come up with the money to do that?
I don't know. I might take out a loan. I'm not sure, but
Cool. So before I'm starting to handle anything else, he mentioned come up with the money, and I want to know what that looks like. And now he's brought up a loan, which no one wants to take out a loan to do a course. Like that kind of sucks, right? So that's going to give me a scenario which probably isn't ideal, and I can use that later on.
but I'd really would like to stay away from taking out a loan.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I hear you, man. I think like you mentioned the word like, comfortable a couple of times, like feeling comfortable investing the money. Like, would you agree that maybe any decision that you make moving forward with the business is probably going to be a little uncomfortable?
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, because you're in a tough spot right now. Like, let's just be honest, right? And like, if you're sitting there sending out 10 resumes a day, like you're not where you want to be right now, And it's like, I mean, if you haven't found the missing piece yourself at this point, like we've got that piece, And like, if you can just make a decision to feel a little bit more uncomfortable just for another 30 days, we will completely change the face of your business. And you don't even have to believe me. You just believe all the other testimonials that we have. Even the guy you got mentorship from, he started with us.
I wouldn't be able to fork out over 3K.
So, really important thing there. I've kind of attacked and reframed him wanting to be comfortable, right? Like anything that he does right now is going to be uncomfortable. Like he was basically looking for a job at this point. He had an agency, but it wasn't doing great. He's looking for a job already. He wants to be comfortable in this decision, but he's extremely uncomfortable in his situation in life. So I need to basically just reframe him that this decision is the least uncomfortable thing he needs to do. It's actually necessary to get him out of the situation that he's in. And then I hit him hard with conviction that we're going to be the people here and helping him and supporting him. So I've reframed that anything he's going to be doing moving forward is going to be uncomfortable to try and lock that box, and then that we're going to be the people to help him.
It would just be too tight, way too tight, and have to pay rent and.
Okay, no, I hear you. And obviously, I'm not here I don't want to put you on the street. Like, I don't want you to go back to America either. Like, dude, I just got back from Australia over Christmas and fuck me, I wanted to shoot myself after being back home for 3 weeks. Like, I don't want you going back to San Diego, man. But this is the thing, like, unless you do something about it, like, you might have to go back,
So a little bit of tactical empathy here, right? So we're kind of starting to bleed into the territory of fear a little bit. So like we're still in money because we haven't fully finalized a payment plan, but we're in fear. So what I've done here is I shared a story. Okay, he told me earlier in the call that he might have to go back home to America. He's in Colombia right now. And he's been looking for jobs and he really doesn't want to do that. I just came home from Australia and kind of had that experience of how shitty it was. So I can share a story, a little bit of tactical empathy, and I'm starting to bleed into fear a little bit. But then I'm just going to come straight back up into money again to kind of go over this.
So look, I might be able to, I'll send Charlie a quick message. I might be able to, like, if you're comfortable, you know, in 6 months after you've hit the 20 paying clients, giving us a testimonial like Boyan has, I might be able to kind of spread it a little bit further just to make you feel a little bit more comfortable to get you in. Is that something that you'd maybe be able to do for us if we can do this for you?
Yeah, I think so, depending on what that number is.
Okay.
But if you could spread it out more, I think.
So this is my final payment plan that I have to go to. And what you can do as your lowest payment plan, it's that reciprocity play where you basically go, look, I can extend the payment plan further. If you would do something for us, I can do this for you. Getting a little bit of, you know, a favor on both ends, messaging Charlie to actually get permission to do it, that kind of stuff, try and get like the decision to become a little bit more like he's heard and he's been seen and we're going to know he's coming in. So I'm bringing it down to my lowest payment plan. I'm still kind of in money at this point technically, right? And this is my sort of final effort to lock off the money box so I can move into fear completely.
That would be helpful.
Okay, because look, the lowest I can go, man, is 2,400. 5 payments, fits within the guarantee, gives you a bit more of a buffer, gives you a couple months of rent, of living expenses, and honestly, man, like in 3 months' time, you're gonna be messaging me on school, being like, "Dude, thank you so much," and if I can show you people that have done that, like we can go there if we need to.
Show me what exactly.
Like,
so, you know, like again, I've extended it. I've gone to outcome. I've gone to conviction. And now I'm going to start sharing some testimonials because he just really needs confidence, I think, at this point.
literally people, yeah. Let me show you. David Warren Mitchell, a guy closed from the US. He's closed 9K contract from 3 people. So same pricing structure as you, 18.5 this month, 52K pace in 3 months. So he was at 0 when he started with us. And if I scroll down here, appreciate you for selling me low, help me make a great decision with your certainty. Like, dude, this was November last year. Like, genuinely, wholeheartedly, if you do this and just take the step, you will crush it.
So now I'm in fear, right? And obviously watch how I'm holding a lot of the silence after I do certain things to just kind of build that tension. I'm not rushing anything, you know, it's slow.
Do I have to do that on the call today? Can I try to look for a loan?
Talk to me about the loan. Like, what would that look like?
Cool. So he's gone for the loan and like I haven't just attacked it. I'm like, haven't jumped into, no, you have to do it right now. I'm like, talk to me about the loan. Like, what does that even mean?
We have some financing options. No, you're an American citizen. We do have some financing options. We can explore that as well. But I mean, or we can get you in this way, keep it a little more simple for you. Because honestly, man, do you really want to work a job?
I know.
Like, okay, so really interesting thing. What I've done here is now we're in fear. I am in a little bit of consequence now. Okay, so I'm going into consequence.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I haven't worked a real job since I was 20. Like, I'm never going back.
I'm looking at my Credit Karma right now, saying I have good odds to get approved for a loan, but at a very high interest rate, obviously.
What's the loan size that you're looking at?
4K? Yeah, 4K, just enough that I can get started with you guys and hopefully pay that off with it like as soon as possible.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, this is the thing, man. Like, let's get you in for the 24, right? You can come in, start for the next couple of weeks. And if you go all in, like, you can be booking appointments within sort of 2.5 weeks. At that point, if you still want to pull out the loan, do it then, you know, cover a bit more. Like, we'll work with you, but we just got to get you in and we got to get you started, you know? Because, you know, how long have you been missing this sort of missing piece for, you know?
Cool. So again, he's talking about a loan. It's like, I don't want to be talking about that right now, right? I don't really care about that. He's got the money. He can take the loan out after if he really has to. But again, I'm just bringing it back to problem. Okay. So we're in fear now, right? So we're in fear. He's talking about the loan and I'm bringing back problem, you know, missing piece, right? I probably could have like, I think that's not how you spell that. Piece, whatever. I think that, you know, I probably could have led the call a little bit better, you know, but I'm bringing it back to problem and sort of consequence, how long he's been struggling with this for. Does he really want to keep waiting to do that?
Yeah. Right? Like, you obviously booked a call for a reason. You've been looking for outside mentorship. It kind of seems like you've already made this decision to get help anyway. And we're just kind of at that final step right now. Because, dude, imagine making 30K profit a month living in Colombia. Like, dude, you'll be a king. I mean, I'm not sure if you're in a relationship, but shit, you will be then.
Cool. So I'm trying to loosen the tension a little bit here. Bring it back to desired. You know, we're at the final step. That is true. Bring it back to desired. Kind of tell him what it could look like. Get him excited. Try and kind of break the tension a little bit, and just keep extending the call.
Thing is, like, so.
The thing is though, like obviously this guy wants to do it, right? Like it's pretty clear that he wants to do it. He's just kind of like struggling with the decision. So all I need to do, I don't need to push him. I don't need to be demanding. Like I can just sit there and just kind of like talk him through it and have a little bit of fun with him and just be like almost like a friend to kind of like get him in.
I mean, I wonder what like Boyan did with you guys too. I wonder how long ago he actually worked with you guys. But it's like I paid. Well, I at the time I had enough money that felt very uncomfortable as well. And I paid Boyan like 5K for his business mentorship. And I did get a client within the time, but I feel like that client was already kind of like lined up like before he came on.
But did he? Okay, so is it maybe the fact that you did go with someone in the past and it didn't quite work out? Is that maybe shaping the decision making?
Yeah, I mean, like Boyan's been
Cool. So burnt in the past objection. Now we finally got like the underlying objection, right? So what I've done there is I've labeled it. Is it just the fact that you worked with someone in the past that's kind of getting in the way? So I'm kind of trying to set myself up for that first reframe because I've finally uncovered what the real objection is. 24 minutes in, but you know, I'm in no rush. Like I feel like on sales calls, I'm really never in a rush to get things done. I'm just going to take as much time as I need. And he's now given me burnt in the past. So I'm going to handle this accordingly.
hopeful, but I still think like I got that as much value as I thought I was going to get, really. So
did he kind of like actually, you know, give you sort of tangible systems and things, or was it more sort of like mentorship conversation style?
he didn't give me any real system, more just more like mentorship conversation styles and whatnot.
Because I mean, dude, would it help if I maybe just showed you inside of the module and kind of like showed you the tangible, like proven processes that you will be able to get and install? Because I don't want this to feel like that, because it's not. So like it's all here for you, laid out. Outbound, inbound, paid, go high level. Like it's just straight up plug and play, go step by step for all of our approach. It's all here for you, you know? You just kind of dive in, get it all set up, get it running as quick as you can, help you build the personal brand, YouTube. It's all there. It's all there for the taking. And this is honestly, from what you've told me, like you've got the service delivery covered. You know, this is literally all you need.
I saw cold call. Am I gonna have to do cold calls?
That would be much more focused on our like local business clients. So email.
So to be honest, guys, I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't really like what I did just there. I'm kind of just jumping the gun a little bit. What I should have done is just gone for the first reframe about past getting in the way of the future. Okay. Like I would actually not recommend just doing what I just did because I shared my screen and I showed him something that he didn't like. So I could have created some more doubt. You know, I've kind of shot myself in the foot there. I got a little bit excited. So what I should have done was gone with the burnt in the past reframe. Do you want to let your past experience get in the way of the future? No, I think that would have worked much more effectively than what I did, right? So again, this is spirit of transparency. You know, you can make mistakes on these calls and I still do. And I did on this call in this specific point. But again, I had enough conviction and enough certainty to be able to kind of overcome that.
DM. Like I'm telling you, man, and branding, personal brand. Those three things, 30K a month in 6 months, profit. We literally guarantee it. Because I mean, like, you know, with Boyan, like You know, did he really sit down and have that conversation with you, understand you? Like, did he have the testimonials like us?
Um,
And I guess, like, you know, genuinely, what kind of stood out to you about Charlie and us to get you booking the call, you know, considering you did have that kind of experience?
hmm,
So basically, I should have just done this first. Okay, so I have sort of pulled it back into the burnt in the past reframe. Okay, and I've gone through the first part of the script. Did he sit down with you? He said no. It's like, okay, cool. What attracted you to us? Trying to separate it again.
I don't know. I guess just all the case studies you guys had.
I mean, exactly. Like, did you just think maybe, just maybe there's actually someone out there who's training people and giving systems that actually get results? Because I mean, like, what's the worst case scenario, man? Like, right now, the worst case scenario, let's say you don't make this decision, you're finding a job or you're going home. I mean, let's play out the worst case scenario working with us. It doesn't work, and you know, you have to look for a job or go home. At least with us, we'll give you the money back if it doesn't work. You
Yeah,
know what
six
I mean?
months down the line.
And like, do you think you'll at least get 5 clients using our process? Do you think you'll get 1?
So I'm breaking it down into smaller chunks, making it a little bit easier for him to digest. And you know, this guy, the big thing with this guy was the consequence was really big. Like he was like pretty much ready to make a life altering decision to go home if he doesn't do this. It's like he's gonna go home anyway. He may as well give it one last crack. Was basically what we kind of the angle that I took.
Yeah, probably. It's a time thing, I guess. I don't know. Like how long you genuinely wholeheartedly believe that I will be able to get another 3K per month client within 4 weeks of working with you guys?
Yes.
And I just want to state very, very clearly that he actually did do that. He got his first client within the first month working with us. So that was obviously a big win for me as well.
100%. Because you can close and you know how to deliver the service. Dude, we bring on people at nothing who've never delivered a service and never taken a sales call, and they sign clients in the first month. Not all of them, but the ones that really want to do. So we don't have to worry about all the other shit. If you were a complete beginner, I'd be like, maybe not. But dude, like, you've already got a business. You just don't have a system of getting clients.
So I'm just giving him confidence because there's a little bit of self-doubt coming in there, right? I'm giving him a clear game plan and an action plan.
Come on, man. I know you want to do this. I know it's tough. Like, I know what this feels like, and I want to just kind of
It's so tight. It's just it's so
I-
tight. I'll be like,
big step back.
Big step back, empathy now, right? Things are getting a bit tight. I'm kind of pushing a little bit harder now. I want to kind of take the pressure off and step back.
I know it's tight. I know it's tough, but just picture it with me. 30K a month profit in Colombia. Like, dude, that is worth it being a little bit tight. Would you agree with me on that?
So that is the big thing. This is, I think, the thing I did really well is I talked a lot about the consequence, but then things got a little bit tight. I've taken a step back. I've diffused the pressure. I took it to desired. And I said, the outcome that you want, is it worth feeling a little bit tight for the next 30 days? And obviously the answer is yes.
wow, I actually don't even think I have 4K. I have 3K. Mm, yeah, that would put me in like that would leave me with like a few $100s in my bank account.
Yeah, you still got the crypto though.
No, I'm literally looking at my crypto to pull out right now. That's including my crypto.
Look, man, I hear you. Look, I understand. I trust me. I've done the agency thing myself. I've bought courses. I've been broke. Like, I get it. You know, when I first moved over to Europe, things weren't as good as they are now. Like, I understand. You know, I was on the phone to my mum fucking every night being like, oh, I think you're gonna have to buy me a plane ticket home. I think.
So I'm telling my story. You know, I really like to do this because it's like tactical empathy. And I'm essentially just kind of like saying I understand him, but I'm still going to bring it in back into why you should do it.
Fuck this up. But that was literally the thing that made me make it work because I didn't really have another choice. Because if you don't do this, like things are just going to be the same as they are now because you're not actually like nothing's going to change. So that way we can guarantee that you fail, or it's pretty likely. This way, you give yourself an absolute fighting chance to completely change the shape of your business.
So as we go to this graph, you guys can see that like I'm really brought the intensity up quite a lot now. You know, I'm bringing the intensity up. I'm trying to get him over the line because, yeah, like we're not fucking around anymore. Like if you want to be successful, you need to do stuff like this. One thing I would say again, like I could definitely ask more questions at this point, but I think I was in a good enough position to be able to attack this directly, and I had enough authority on this call to do so. Some more questions and some more reframes trying to uncover like what's really concerning him could have been better. And I think we kind of overcame it a little bit with Bert in the past. I think there's a little bit of self-doubt here, and I could have uncovered that with some more questions and reframed him around his self-doubt. But I'm just giving him confidence at this point and kind of basically putting it a mirror up to him. It's like, look, mate, if you don't do this, the situation is going to be significantly worse. So what choice do you have?
You can't do any lower than 2400.
Honestly, dude, if I could, I would. Like genuinely, but that's unfortunately a decision that goes above my head. Look, honestly, once you're in, man, like once you're in, we're gonna look after you. But in terms of the initial, like what's your gut telling you?
Cool. So like I've obviously given him space. I've let there be some silence just to kind of let him work through it because I don't want to push him. He's kind of brought back up money, okay, which is obviously the biggest concern for me. It's really just money. Like he's in a tight spot, but he can do it. So then I'm just gonna go like, what's your gut telling you, man? You know, like what's the gut feeling? And this is sort of me really kind of realizing that we're 30 minutes into objection handling. I need to kind of get something going here, just to sort of like see where he's at and get a gut check, basically.
My gut is telling me to do it, but it's literally like, so I'm trying to withdraw.
My gut's telling me to do it. Now I know I've got him, right? So now we know that I'm pretty much the deal is done. I just got to get this money situation done. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. Like he doesn't actually put down the 2,400 on this call because it's a bit, he pays it the full amount the next day. But I just want to show you how you can find the money and get stuff done even when the odds are stacked against you.
Money for my Bitcoin right now.
Okay.
And even that might take a day for it to actually reach my bank account or something. It says 1 to 3 days, 1 to 3 business days.
Okay. Then look, that's all logistical stuff, and I understand that. But you know, your gut's telling you to do it. And you said something earlier, which you said like, oh, it's a bit woo-woo, but I don't think it's woo-woo because I actually agree really with what you said. Like, you know, there's a reason you're on the call. There's a reason that your gut's telling you to do it. You know, you're being sort of presented an opportunity. And I think, man, if you just grab it with full fist and just go after it, like the bigger, I know this is so cliche, but honestly, like the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. It's like the law of attraction, you know?
Yeah.
So at this point, I know I've got him, right? He wants to do it. I'm just going to give him so much confidence that this is what he needs, and just conviction's going to get this deal over the line at this point.
I'm literally trying to pull out my crypto right now.
So yeah, pretty
And
much
it's
the
for
deal's
whatever
done.
reason not. Wait a minute.
I should probably be leading the call a little bit more here, but that's okay. He's trying to figure out the logistical stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's not allowing me to pull it out. Yeah, because if I can't pull this out, I wouldn't even be able to do the 2400. Yeah, wouldn't even have enough to do the 2400.
Okay. Talk me through it. So it kind of sounds like we want to do this. It's just this crypto thing landing.
Yeah.
Cool. So he hit me with another logistical problem, right? Which is a little bit annoying. However, what I've done here is I haven't jumped at that. I've just basically retied him in again. Like definitely something that you want to do. It's just this crypto thing. So now we're just back in logistical money. It's just a logistical objection. We overcame the fears. We overcame the doubt. We got him bought in. So now we just have to figure out this side of it and we'll get the deal done.
I'm putting my trust in you, bro. Like if
You don't even need to put your trust in me, man. Just put your trust in the testimonials, because numbers don't lie. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I personally feel that you are the perfect fit for this situation in terms of your experience and what you already have set up. But all sort of like personal emotion aside, you can just trust the numbers, because numbers do not lie.
To be honest, I probably could have handled this a little bit better. He's like, I'm putting my trust in you, bro. And I could have probably asked, I'd be like, I appreciate that, man, but like, do you trust yourself to make this work? He's going to say yes. I would have been a better way of handling that, right? So obviously you live and you learn, right?
numbers don't lie, but men and women can lie about the numbers.
What do you think? All those testimonials and the YouTube content's fake?
Right, because now I kind of fucked up. He's pushed back on that. So I should have just said, do you trust yourself to make it work? That would have been deal done right there, but it's okay. It still works out.
You literally know someone on that page. You can't. That's bullshit.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm trying to pull out the money right now. It's not working, so I need to figure out what's going on with
Okay, well,
Coinbase.
Okay, so what's what's actually in the bank account right now without the crypto?
Mm. Oh, very little. Like a little bit over 2,400.
Okay,
Like barely.
so I mean, we got two options. We can either put the 2,400 down, we can get you onboarded and get you in right now, or we can put down 1,500, get you onboarded, but then we'll just wait until the crypto clears and then you can get started. Which one do you want to choose?
Cool. So I've just kind of assumed the close here and basically getting like a commitment on the call, kind of like a deposit, but it's like basically we're getting started. Just giving a little bit more breathing room. Haven't talked about a refund, but again, I'm just finding the money.
Let's wait until I'll put down 1,500 right now. Try to get the crypto through.
Boom, done. There you go. So he's going to put the crypto down right now. Okay, so as you guys can see, yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we find the money in that situation. So basically what we did is we retied him in, we went to logistical money, we stayed in there as much as possible, and then we worked through the fears. I probably made a couple of mistakes there. I could have asked some more tactical questions to get him brought back in, but eventually, you know, I did a good enough job previously in the call to actually earn myself the right to kind of push him across the line. Hits me with a final logistical objection. I challenge him enough to get the 1,500 down, and then the next day he paid the remaining 900 and we got the deal done. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I know that was a bit of a longer one, but I'm pretty confident that's going to help people close more deals. So if you guys want one-on-one sales coaching, you can always reach out to me. I've got a link in the description. If you want to be a part of the low ticket community, if you're kind of more in the early stages of your sales career, you can jump into that as well. Message me on Instagram for that. But truly, guys, if you want to increase your conversion rate 2 to 3 times, 4 times in some cases of what it is right now, the one-on-one coaching, in my opinion, is like the best way to do that. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoy that one. I'll see you on the next one.